We are here with Joe and Arnie from Arnold Roberts Signature Homes. Arnie, how long have you been in the business?
Well, I've been in since 1981, but there's been some gaps because I was in the Army Reserve, Army Corps of Engineers, and then while I was in college, and then I went active duty as part of Desert Storm, and then I came back and came down here in Florida and started up. This year I celebrate my 20th year of having my contractor's license.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
That's a long time. I remember coming over the bridge and seeing your little bench there. That was a long time. So what changes have you seen in the industry?
For me?
I've
I've over that span of time, I've seen that there's much more focus on green building, on energy efficiency, on hurricane codes down here in Florida, and building to a different structural standard. And there's also been a lot of different products that have been around here that pop up every year, and Joe and I, we take and monitor all those and follow all those, and when you look at everything that comes out, you have to look at cost versus benefit. And so we evaluate everything based on cost versus benefit, whether or not we're going to offer it in our homes. But as far as all that goes, we always use best practices in the industry. So we're always evaluating the materials that are going into the home and the benefits, and then at the same time trying to keep the costs down for our customers. And we have a lot of insight into all the different products, and we're available to answer any questions that somebody may have.
Third generation of construction and home builder, and it's been about 10 years in the business and being partners here with Arnie.
Nice. So you guys, I was just going to ask you, like, if somebody just walks in and doesn't know anything about, building a house and wants to build a house, and what does a layperson have to know about a custom build per se? What differs from the cookie cutter homes?
Well, certainly for us, and Arnie, you can elaborate, we have our 18 floor plans. So instead of being fully customized, and we know what these homes are costing, we've built them, and they're able to design and modify what fits their needs and wants. And so that does help tremendously, but at the same time, as Arnie is saying, for us, we're able to allow the homeowners that comfort that they're going to deal with one of us.
Yeah, that's
nice. That through the process, they're going to be assigned a sales team member, and they will have their point of contact. We have programs that allow them to stay connected with their builds all throughout, and that we are easily accessible.
So just to elaborate more on custom home building, we ourselves are semi-custom. As Joe mentioned, we have 18 different floor plans. When it comes to custom homes, my opinion is that it's going to take a customer a much longer period of time in order to get into that home. Okay, because really it's a design build. They have to design the home, and then they have to build it, and it just ends up taking a lot longer. Instead of taking one of our floor plans and modifying it, I think that it will cost our customer a lot more on a custom build than it does on a semi-custom, because Joe and I, we know the exact cost of all of our floor plans. So all we have to do is get the pricing difference for the modifications that they're putting in. Additionally, what we do in Arnold Roberts is we have a CAD program that we use so that when we can meet with the customer, go through all the changes that they want to do, and then put it on paper. And once the customer approves it, we just send it to the architect and get it drawn, instead of all the back and forth.
nice.
So we can get them in a home earlier, and we can save them money and still produce for them the home that they want to do. So I don't think that total custom is actually necessary. And the way that we do it, we feel it's the better way to go.
It sounds like it. Hey Joe, so how long does it take to build a house right now, from beginning to end? Like, I come in, I have my lot,
So, two parts in that question, and we'll go from the build time. You know, we have the permit approved and scraping the lot. That build time, we've been averaging anywhere between 10 and 12 months. We're starting to, as materials become more readily available again, and being proactive with our scheduling, we have been able to see those delays coming down, or the build times coming down, I should say.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
It's good to know.
the first part on it with, you know, that we really give customers the control once they have signed that contract. We want them, as they're sitting down with design, their selections, anything that's going into their home that they're imagining, we want to create. So we don't start construction until everything's approved. We want them to feel comfortable that they know what's going into their home. So that part can take anywhere from 4 to 6 months, depending how they feel in putting those pieces together of their selections. So right now, you know, we're sitting at about 18 months from signing of contract. Arnie will tell you, it's one thing that I'm very passionate about with it is we have truly tried to just push and be there for the homeowners and do everything we can, because hearing those stories, it has been
a nightmare.
Yes, and we continue to just fight and strategize and do whatever we can to get those homes closed and put it into the Arnold Roberts quality.
So then, like if I come in and I have a lot and it's paid for and it's worth a couple $100,000, how does the financing work, you know, if I need to finance my home with you guys or with your lenders?
All right, so there's two different types of buyers. One that's using a financial institution and one that's using cash. The cash purchase person, it's great that you have your property because you need to have the property in order to build with us. But as far as using that property as a down payment with us on cash, we don't take it as a down payment. And the reason is because when you build with Arnold Roberts, you're not signing the property over to us, right? So you're just providing us access to the premises during construction, and then we turn it back over to you. So during the construction process, always thinking worst case scenario, if anything ever went wrong, that person still owns that property and everything that's on that property. So that way they don't sign the property to us or give it to us as a deposit. When it comes to financial institutions, they use that property to go towards, if it's a conventional loan, the 20% or whatever percent that they have to come down and come up with. So they use it, and you know, they're able to fund it and finance it 80% of the loan amount.
Sounds good.
Okay, with our lenders, when a customer signs a contract, they'll give us 10% down. Okay. After that, they don't need to provide us with any additional funds unless they make upgrades on the home, because the bank is going to take over from there, and they'll start distributing the money on their draw schedule, which is anywhere from 5 to 6 draws during the phases of construction that we meet as through the whole process. So it's at 10%. What that 10% also does is with the financial institution is it gets deducted off of the first draw. But we need that 10% because with us, every home owner, every customer of ours, their money goes to their home. So we're not robbing Peter to pay Paul and that type of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that 10% allows us to do everything we need to do pre-permitting, apply all the deposits that we need to apply onto different selections they make, like flooring or countertops, that type of stuff, so that we can grab those items and we have them in hand for construction. And then it allows us to actually start construction and then all the way up to the point of the first draw. On the flip side, if it was a cash customer That's done differently. Still 10% up front because we're working towards that goal. And after that, again, nothing has to be paid until we start construction, unless they do upgrades. But the way that we do it is, it's called the schedule of value. So everything that we complete during the construction period, we provide them with a list ahead of time. And it identifies all the different things that we have to do in order to complete the home. They're all applied based on a percentage and amount of money. And then once we complete that item, they will get invoiced.
Okay.
So they're never upside down, right? Everything's always being completed before they're paying for it. We bill them every 2 weeks during the construction process. And that's because we pay our contractors every week, right? So we're just floating money for a very short period of time until we get paid by the homeowner. But versus a draw schedule on the homeowners, a draw schedule, even when you look at what's done by financial institutions, they are money heavy up front, right? So if we were to do that during a cash thing, if something ever went wrong, early in the stage, the customer would be upside down. We don't want that. We want to be fair. We want to be transparent. So as it gets completed, then they get a bill for it.
Okay. All right. And then if I was coming in like from out of town and I live up in Ohio or wherever, then how will I be able to know what's going on with my house when it's being built?
So we have actually invested in some programs, and we also, again, once you come in, you're assigned to that sales team member, but through the entire process, we have weekly updated photos. If you wanted more in-depth, you can contact the sales team member, to FaceTime. We try to, again, like as Arnie was saying, keep that transparency, that they know each step as it's going. And truly, even if, again, they have our personal numbers if they want to call, and we can step them through what's happening next. We truly try to keep them up to date in all of it.
Okay, I just want to ask you guys about is it CCCIA operated homes?
Yes.
So this is just awards from this year? It's behind you here?
For this one house.
This one house, oh wow.
Because we had another house, we had 2 houses that were entered last year, and they both swept their categories.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So does that happen every year? I mean, you guys are humble, I know, but it seems like you have a lot going on with integrity and all the transparency and everything else that we're talking about.
Yes, over the last 8 years of being into it, we've lost count after 20, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, we do pretty well, and we're grateful for it because it does highlight what we try to put into it in our hard work.
Because there's a lot of builders in town. We all have the way that we operate our businesses is very unique. Nobody does their business the same way, and we feel that our way is the best way. And it all starts with our mission statement. So our mission statement is written, it's publicized, it is what guides us, it is the direction that the company goes forward with, and it is our main goal. So one of the main lines in the mission statement is that we're here to create unique spaces that accurately reflect our customers' dreams and wants. So with that, we do that, first of all, from the first visit that they come into the model all the way through warranty, right? So we do that through transparency and taking care of our customers. And at the first visit, they'll meet one of our salesperson. They are trained on our product. They have great insight as to what we can and can't do as a builder. So they're talking to a knowledgeable professional. From there, they'll meet with me, and we go through their design process, and we go through everything up towards permitting. their selections and everything. I'm involved in that whole aspect. Once it gets to construction, it goes to Joe. And then they're able to talk to Joe. So they're always talking with the owner of the company. We're always available to them. And then at the end, for warranty, I take over at the end. Along the way, you know, you have 2 certified contractors, and we're able to provide you with our knowledge, our advice, and our insight into the construction industry and what may be going right for you and what may be a better alternative route that we need to go.
No, definitely something that, again, in line with the transparency is from that first meeting of walking into the door, just even as simple as a site eval. I personally talk with the sales team, and I'll go out there and look at the lot. We want to give everything that we possibly can up front. You're going to get the cost, what we see, everything dialed in as best we can to that point of contract and selections. That way we can minimize the surprises. There's more transparency, there's more that you know of what's going in before you sign. And truly for us, it is the honesty and integrity that goes into that.
Mm-hmm. And one other thing I thought of that we do, that I'm not sure that other builders do, is that we have a quality assurance program. So before the home is turned over to the customer, we have quality assurance personnel that walk through and provide a punch list for the field superintendents. And that is designed to get all the imperfections repaired to industry standard before we present the home to the customer, so that when the customer walks into the home, it is ready and it's clean, and they can get handed the keys and start moving in.
So our Arnold Roberts mission statement. At Arnold Roberts Signature Homes, we are dedicated to crafting homes that embody the essence of inspired living. Our mission is to create unique, personalized spaces that reflect the vision and dreams of our clients. We prioritize transparency throughout the entire building process, ensuring open communication and clear understanding every step of the way. With a commitment to excellence and attention to detail, we strive to deliver homes that inspire and exceed expectations, creating lasting legacies for families to cherish for generations.